Hey guys, Cap5 here from Margin Signals. I've had a few people asking about my crypto tracker. Just wanted to do a short video on how and why I created it, how to use it, and would love some feedback from you guys on how it can be improved. Just to give you a little bit of a backstory, the whole reason I made this was because there's just nothing out there that tracks margin trading, and I found it really hard to sort of quickly enter in trades from BitMEX. And considering it's like 90% of what I'm trading right now, I thought, why not sort of make something? And it's sort of turned into a little bit more of a total portfolio tracker, which also allows you to put margin trades in as well. So it'll sort of cater to everybody, I'm hoping. I've had some suggestions to add some foreign exchange trades to track, which I'll look into. Obviously, that would then require having a way to track USD or AUD or something like that. So, need to add that in. But yeah, let's get stuck in, and I'll explain to you guys first how to copy this to your own sort of Google Drive sheet. This is the sort of master sheet which everyone's meant to copy from. So let's get stuck in. So first of all, when you open up the link, you'll notice you've got a lot of buttons here. It looks similar to Excel. So if you click File, make a copy, call it what you want. Now, I like to add the month, because what you can then do is start making copies of these, have them track monthly. It's pretty easy to sort of then give yourself a breakdown monthly. If you did want to, you could just take each one of the totals from here and pop it in a yearly sheet, which I'll do in another video, because I might make myself a yearly sheet to then start tracking overall progress throughout the year. So you type in that, do it where you want to save it, doesn't matter about these, click OK. That'll then load up the new sheet. Now first thing you'll notice is it looks broken, which it kind of is right now. That's because we need to add this add-on, Crypto Finance. This is for the long-term holds tab, which we'll go through in a sec. So add-ons up here, and what you're going to do, because you won't have this here, is you're just going to do get add-ons, type in Crypto Finance, and then there'll be a button here saying install. I'm going to be clicking manage and then using this document. So once we do that, we just need to double check that it's now being used. So you go manage add-ons, click manage, she's now ticked, all good. Right, so you see loadings loading up here. This will sometimes not tick over, so what you want to do is press the F5 key on your sheet, and then presto, it's all loaded up. So I've obviously put some dummy data in here, just so it looks nice and full. It also gives me a way to explain what everything's doing without it just saying zero error reference, due to there not being any data in there. So first thing you're going to do is we'll go through each tab here. So we've got the margin tracker tab. Now this is purely for BitMEX right now. I haven't got support for Bitfinex purely because there's some pretty complex calculations in here. You might be able to use it as long as you sort of follow this rule here. Whenever you're using BTC to USD, make sure you put XBT in the first column. And that's purely because we've got a lot of calculations here, which you can see they've got a fair few if statements depending on what's put in what area. So don't screw around with that. The only bit you're ever going to need to enter in is this area here. So anything past that is pure calculation, so make sure you don't touch it. Right, so first thing we're going to do is get rid of all the data that's here. You only want to delete up to the first two rows. So highlight those, hit delete, and then what you'll do is delete up to there. So we would pop in the date 07/2018, the coin that we're trading, let's just say it was XBT USD. Your buy-in price, this is where you enter your trade. So let's just say for argument's sake we entered at 6,000. Sellout price you'll probably keep empty, but what I would recommend is if it's a signal like something that we've put out, put in the desired exit price, because you just want to sort of get an idea of gains that could be happening. Or if you want it to just stay at zero, then just leave it at the exit price for now. Amount of coins is going to be your contracts or your quantity. So, you know, it might be $5,000. And then whether or not you're going long or short. And then your leverage. Now, you see once we pop the leverage in, it all looks good. Like I said, got 0% profit at the moment. You can also pop in 0 here. No, I think 1 here. Yeah, no, just leave that for whatever it is. Just leave it at 5,000. You can also see what it's done here is figured out your actual trade amount that you're going to be risking. Okay, I'm just going to copy this to the bottom row so it doesn't annoy me. Okay, so theoretically, if we were to put this at a leverage of 1, then 5,000 USD equals 0.8 BTC. I don't know, let's just for argument's sake do that. So you can see now it equals 1 BTC because we've got no leverage. We bought in for the amount of coins for the price that it is, so we're obviously buying 1 BTC right now. Let's change the leverage back to 10. Okay, so let's say we went for a target of 65k, 6,500. As you can see here, trade profit is increased by the amount of leverage. So if we change that to 1, you can see it's standard increase of 8%. But with our leverage, it'd be correct based on whatever we're trying to exit on. So we'd pop in the next one. Let's say that it's ADA, XBT, and let's say current price and we're going to be going short to, I don't know, say 2150. What's a good amount to buy? I don't know. Say our leverage is going to be 10. Let's do 20,000. Now, notice some consistency here. I'm trying to keep myself to 10% trades here. Change that to short. Keep the leverage at 10. So I would usually adjust that myself. Let's try 17. Oh, 500 maybe. Close enough. Right. So pretty simple. That's entering a trade. Remember these couple of rules. Don't touch anything in here. Make sure you get the right coin in here. Buying price and sellout price is your entry and exit, and amount of coins if you're dealing with BTC is the contracts. So price, like $20,000 or $6,000, whether or not you're going long or short, put up in your leverage, and then the rest does its thing. Okay, so if you want to add a new row, you'd probably notice the add row button up here by now. If you go to click that, you'll notice what will happen. It's going to probably give us an error here. It's going to take its time. Okay, so as you can see here, authorization required. That button that I clicked is a script to add a whole new row for you to the trade. You just want to hit continue here, and then there's a area off screen, which I'll just quickly change to so you can see. So we're going to click sign in. This app isn't verified. It's just saying it's because it's Google Sheets. And then these are the recorded macros from the original tracker. So you just want to say, yes, I do want to use them. All done. So you can see the row got added. You might not have noticed. I'll show you again. So now if you click the button, it just does the little script, adds it in for you, puts everything at one. And then all you need to do is add the trade in. Now, curious, the Tritron should be the same as the rest. Cool. Leverage, let's go 15. Cool. If you do make a mistake, you can always just delete this row. My only thing I would probably recommend, nope, it's all good. Awesome. So you can see it's calculating it up pretty nicely here. I do know this total gain is, we've had some discussions in chat about it being not correct mathematically on how to calculate gains, but you know, it is what it is. It's just a way that we do it. It's a way that the industry does it. So until they start changing the way they do it, then, you know, we're not going to really change the way we do it. So 0.04 per trade. What's up the ante here? Oh. There we go. All right. So you can see this would be a nice increase. If you are doing this correctly and you had 0.4 BTC, if we did a quick calculation here, you would see that, oh, never mind, can't see my calculator. Anyway, 0.3 divided by 0.4 is a 80% gain, because we do 10% per trade. So one thing I might add in the future is maybe a trade percentage of BTC value that you have in your portfolio, just to give you a little bit of a smack on the wrist if you're going over 10%, and just so you can sort of see where you got a little bit carried away yourself in the future. We do want to do some nice consistent trades so that when we do have our losses, for example, say this was a short instead of a long, we do have consistent profit gains in the end. So that might have been a massive, that's probably wrong because you can't lose that much. Whilst this seems like a pretty big loss, in the end profit was made. Okay, so I'll go through the notes here. BTC value, right, so this amount, please try and keep it up to date after each one of your trades. Just allows you to know where you're at and keep yourself honest to your 10% per trade. XBT, make sure you put the coin pairing in correctly. If you're doing XBT versus USD, then pop it in the coin area. Like we said, XBT goes in here, not USD XBT. If you did it this way, then you'll see it'll totally crap itself. It does not know what the hell it's doing. So that could be one of the problems when a lot of people start trying to use this. Make sure this is correct. There we go, correct. Right. Long and short, make sure you have this selected correctly. Some people might think they're losing instead of gaining, or vice versa. Leverage, pretty straightforward. Just use one if it's a standard trade. If you do want to do that, adding new trades, like we said, click the add row button. Don't forget, for the first trade, you might need to approve my leave it as long. You might need to approve my script to run. Onto the standard tracker. So this is Binance, Bittrex, whatever you want it to be. Both KuCoin. That's why it's called the basic daily profit tracker. So it's just tracking standard trades with no leverage, standard exchange. After going through the margin tracker, this should be pretty straightforward. You're going to delete the rows that you don't need. You can delete up to the total amounts there. Pop in your BTC amount, date, spell coin, and then market pair. Buying price. Testing me here. I don't know the current price of N. There it is. Standard tracker. Say we bought in at 28. Sell out at that much, and we bought 5,000 Ven whale. Right, so the amount that we've just spent is almost over our total amount, so let's wind it back to 10%. Cool. Alright, so now let's do the next trade. Let's go XRP. Sell out price. Made a loss. It's all good though, we're still up. So pretty straightforward. This one's a lot simpler than the margin tracker. Same goes here. Once you've done it on the other one, cross your fingers and hope that it just does it. Yep, cool. So you can then just keep going through and adding in trades. This one is probably the most straightforward out of any, and it's an easy way for you to keep up to date. Now, before I go to long-term holds, we go back to the portfolio overview. So you can see here it's started to update. What's happened there? Oh, that's right, I was screwing around with this. I should say we went long, short. Cool. So you can see here, let's change that. Oops. There we go. Cool. Just wanted to keep it consistent, just so I'm dealing with real world. So you can see here amount of margin profit we made this month so far is 0.012. The amount of actual profit percentage on top of that was 310%, and total BTC held, we would be updating, I don't know, let's say made it to 0.9 now because we made a let's say 0.7, made a 30% increase, and it equates to 20% of our total portfolio. Now this is a cool little bit here. It's showing you what you've actually gained to increase your entire total profit on your entire portfolio. You get a nice little breakdown here to say what's being held where. Everyone's sort of different. Rob has a rule of thumb to say 10% in your margins only. So you might then be able to adjust this yourself to keep yourself honest and keep your risk management under control. Same goes with the standard. Same goes with the long term. These are just sort of replications for different categories. So onto long-term holds. This guy is a little bit different. I haven't done the tutorial for it yet here. I will pop something in soon. There's only a couple of fields you need to enter here. And that's purely because these are meant to be stuff that you're always holding and you're not really ever going to sell out. If you did want to sell it out, you would take it away from here and add it to here. So first thing we're going to do is add a long-term hold, and then I'm going to show you how to remove it and put it into your take profit area, I guess we'll call it. So we'll get rid of these. You notice some loading. This is where it gets its total price from. So pop in the date. As you can tell, I'm a Venn fan. Bullish on Venn. Okay, so you can see once we popped in Venn and BTC, this one's all of a sudden popped in the price. Now that is because what it's doing here is it's using that crypto finance add-on, taking the two pairings that you pop here, and then doing the formula for you. So all you need to put in is the coin you bought and how much you bought it for. Nice 300% profit there. That's probably true for some, FYI. Yeah. Keep yourself to your .5 amount. Let's pop this in the bottom one too, just so it starts to fix it all up. Cool. So as you can see, let's do, I don't know, ADA, BTC. So we bought that at 20. Cool. So you can see here, just like I found a little bug here while we've been talking on this. Just let me fix this while we're here. Total investment, profit estimated. I don't know why that's. Oh, okay, here we go. So J3. That should just be that. Cool. That's correct. That's correct. Total BTC would be this plus H. Sorry guys, you watching me add features. Bug test. To H. Oh, didn't like that. Let's just go J4 plus J3. Right. So you've got your investment amount, which just pretty much adds what you originally bought in on, your BTC profit, which has been estimated from this, and your total BTC, which is this plus this, and then you've got the gain. Which is totally incorrect. Which is oof. Sorry guys. Alright, total gain is going to be this divided by this. Cool. So that's purely, this is per trade. Try not to get confused with that. This is overall total gain based on the amount of BTC you've got now from the amount of BTC that you invested. So if we go back to the portfolio overview, long-term hold profit is correct. Total long-term hold profit gain, and then total BTC held. So you can see the percent of your portfolio and total profit on your entire portfolio. This is probably not right. This should be I'll fix this later. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Once you're done, it's been saving it automatically as we've gone. Make another copy, call it August, and you're good to go. If there's any questions or anything, feel free to shoot me off a message, or yeah. Otherwise, I am going to be looking to turn this into an app similar to Blockfolio, maybe with some added features just to do some overall tracking and some yearly tracking, things like that. So yeah, enjoy guys. Let's start tracking, keep going, make sure you track your own performance and keep it up. Cheers.